Thanks for the F Shack. Love Dirty Mike and the boys.
Hey, are you Dirty Mike and the boys? How you know who we are?
What's this they call it, the podcast?
Morning Good. Oh, I love it.
Hey, welcome to the earth. Thanks. Oh, wait, I'll start over.
Welcome to Morning Good.
Oh, dude, this is like the fucking podcast event of the year. So basically, News from Bed and Morning Good. A lot of people don't know this. Filmed in the same apartment, same studio,
Yeah.
Same universe.
same universe. Yeah. But
All
people,
the characters.
yeah, all the characters, dude. This is like
It literally is the same.
Yeah. Also, I don't know how we're introing this, but we are literally doing a cross. We're doing. It's called a Swapcast. This will be on the Morning Good channel and the News from Bed channel. So
Yeah.
the foot dudes are going to be going crazy.
Yeah, because
I'm actually the god of this universe. I control both podcasts.
You kind of do, because whenever we need somebody, you kind of come in and save things.
Yeah, we just have to pray outside your door.
The best part is like if I'm hitting dead air, I'm not going to care because I feel like I'm on your podcast.
Well, that's
right now.
I was gonna say. I'm glad I don't have to host my own podcast.
But you do. We both have to host this podcast. Yeah.
That is my go-to anyway. When you're a guest, I'm like, oh,
Yeah, he'll have something to talk
I'll
about.
just let Michael take the reign.
Yeah.
No, I haven't been doing anything. I've been playing Hogwarts Legacy. You
Okay.
know what that is?
No.
It's basically like a video game where you get to be a Hogwarts child
Okay.
and go. And it's like fun. It's pretty fun. You know,
Yeah.
I got picked in Gryffindor, which is pretty cool.
Is there a chance you wouldn't?
Yeah, like depending on how you answer the question. I thought for sure I would be Slytherin because I thought the Sorting Hat would listen to my podcast.
Yeah. Well, it is very like Slytherin's like the bad ones, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but they're still cool.
They're sleek.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the one you'd want if you actually went to Hogwarts.
Yeah,
Isn't like basically if
Want to
someone
hang out with the courageous nerds.
I know.
in Gryffindor.
Hufflepuff, that's like the cucks, right? Like you don't want to be a Hufflepuff.
Yeah, it sounds
That's like
a
literally,
cock.
yeah. I feel like Hufflepuff. Like whenever I hear if like a woman said I was like a Hufflepuff, I'd genuinely be like kind of pissed.
Yeah.
Hufflepuff sounds like the one that most Harry Potter dorks would actually end up in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
You
people-
guys are all fucking losers. You wouldn't even, yeah.
People that are like way into it, they think they're like, I would be Harry Potter. You're like,
Yeah.
no, you're just a
Because
regular
like half the
Hufflepuff.
people who read Harry Potter read it like with a mask on.
Yeah.
I'll give you a hint. If you wore a mask at all in the last year, you're not in Gryffindor.
Yeah, that's
Sorry.
true.
I think I'd be a Ravenclaw.
You think so?
Yeah,
Which ones are those?
just the other one.
I think you'd be a Dementor.
There's like nothing to say about him, really.
You'd be like Dementor 3, just one of the
Should I
Dementors.
be an extra Dementor?
Yeah.
You guys need help sucking everyone's souls out? No, it's all right.
Yeah, I never.
You show up to at the Sorting Hat, you're like, I think this guy wants to be a Dementor.
I put the Sorting Hat on and I get banished to the Forbidden Forest. Go hang out with the spiders.
Dude, it's so fun because this game it's like not a good game. All of
Yeah.
the storyline, it's all like it's basically like Legend of Zelda. Like they're like, you have to get the rune for the dungeon. And I'm like, this isn't Harry Potter. But like none of the characters are interesting either because they tried to make it diverse.
Oh, okay.
Like it's supposed to be in the future. So like the person who does Hagrid's job, you know, like the Beast guy or whatever. It's like this
Dude, Hagrid with like dreads would be sick.
it
Or
would be
cornrows,
sick, but
a
it's
black
like
Hagrid,
it's
dude.
like this thick Latina woman. She's like hot too. Like every teacher is hot. The person who's in charge of the plants and stuff.
I bet you there's
herbology,
no trans characters.
there are none.
JK Rowling.
There are none.
No.
they don't make like, well, because you can just do a spell.
Yeah, you can just whoosh,
Yeah.
and nobody would ever
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But what was I just going to say? Oh, no, I forgot. I forget it.
But the herbology teacher, like the teacher of like plants and stuff, her name is Professor Garlic. I'm like, where is this? Like,
Where's the magic?
there's no magic.
My favorite is I was going to therapy for my OCD and I was talking to my therapist about like, you know, like I'm worried that I like some idea I have is I have a fear that I accidentally stole somebody's joke. So like obsess and like I look up my jokes on the internet and I'm like trying to figure out, I'm like, oh, did somebody else say this joke? And she's like, oh, there was actually some book called like Harry Cotter or something like that. It's like basically the same thing as Harry Potter. So it's fine. I was like, wait, that doesn't make what I'm doing fine. That's just insane that there's like I'm pretty sure there's like a complete ripoff of Harry Potter.
Yeah, that's just an example of what you're saying.
Yeah, no. But her thing, she's like, it's fine. JK Rowling still will. I'm like, I don't want to be a thief.
That's what I mean. Is like you're worried about you might have stolen someone's joke, and she's like, oh well, people have stolen in the past.
Yeah. I was like, that doesn't make me feel better.
That's
at all.
not. That's just lateral.
Yeah,
Why
no,
did you
you're
even
not
say
in
that?
trouble. You're just a kid.
Yeah. Oh, now it's news from bed. Now it's
Yeah, but like it's a
But
fun
honestly, thank
game,
you for
though.
having me. I've always been a huge
Oh,
fan
of
of the
course.
show.
Thank
dude.
you
I'm
for
always
having
happy
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jake.
Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah.
No, it's kind of nice to get into that, like just the world that doesn't exist, you know?
See, I'm so like I don't like Harry Potter. I don't like world building at all. I don't like Lord of the Rings. I don't like Star Wars. I like there's too much shit going on all at the same time that I'm like, it's just like they're trying to take a shit and there's like a woman flying around the bath. It's like there's it's almost like I don't know how to describe it. I just don't like world building. I think I've talked about this before on this not on this podcast, but on the Morning Good
You would
podcast.
hate Game of Thrones
Yeah.
then.
You don't like how there's like a universe that it's like a sandbox that a story takes place in?
No, I hate that.
Why?
Because it's too. You know what it is? It's like too like. You could. It's someone. It's just fucking nonsense at some point. They're like, these are the Schmittelbops and the Schmittelbops Schmittelululu, and like these are the hook taka the woos. And I'm like, you're just.
Yeah, that's the world in your head. Harry Potter is a cool world.
No, it's just gibberish stuff. And they're like, what if the stairs all moved? And it's like trying too hard to be creative in a sense that I'm like, oh, it's just not like when you see like a. And same with Star Wars, I feel a little bit like I feel like when you see like a sci-fi movie and like one thing is off, and then you're like, oh shit, this is cool because like
You just can start pulling the thread and everything.
yeah,
falls
then I'm like,
apart.
oh okay, this is interesting. But if it's just all just like these are the bada boop boops, it's like too I don't know.
Well, that does raise the question. I always thought, like, why don't they just fucking shoot Voldemort with a gun?
Yeah, I
You know?
assume that wouldn't work, but no, there's not a single gun in any Harry Potter.
Yeah, is there like an anti-gun spell?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, you know what? It's because it's England. They don't have.
Yeah. There's an anti-police baton spell.
Yeah.
What is a gun?
Yeah, that is a weird. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think. When does it take place?
That's a great question. 'Cause
Late 90s.
Okay.
yeah, maybe it's like when the books came out, it takes place.
It's like
So why
when
was
the
Creed
first
not
book
in the
came out
soundtrack?
till like 7 years after the first book is
Okay.
the span of it.
Oh yeah, because he did go to the zoo, and that looks kind of modern when he's like speaking to the snake.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. That's like This one though, I think this takes place like in the future because the headmistress, deputy headmistress Weasley, who's got it, by the way, a fat donk.
Oh, I could tell.
I'd like to Wingardium Leviosa that, you know. Take a look what's underneath.
If this was just your podcast, I would be like, yeah, you can make those kind of. This is my
Oh yeah, he
podcast.
doesn't like world building.
Yeah,
so
I don't like. We don't do that.
you
on
gotta
the-
say regular.
What if it builds worlds with people who have huge ass?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
They built a world
Continue.
in Headmistress Weasley's ass.
Continue on. Now you've got my attention.
Well, so she's like a Weasley, so that means like she's maybe like Ron's like
Hot
daughter
aunt.
or something.
Oh, no, the other way. Yeah,
But it would
yeah.
make his daughter, it would make Ron like 140 years old.
Yeah.
But he's a wizard. Don't they live like forever?
Well, isn't he
I
dead
think so.
now? He's not in the.
He's not in the game. No.
Also, okay, so Hagrid or not Hagrid? Dumbledore's like the oldest wizard, right?
No, he
I
is
don't
a
think so.
very old wizard.
he was an old
Okay.
wizard, but
Okay.
You know, what I never got is why the why the Weasleys are like so poor,
yeah, because they always have like great ideas.
and they're all really they're all
Successful.
brilliant.
They're probably one of those.
successful. The dad works for the Ministry of
Magic,
Like
yeah.
he works in like DC for wizards.
Yeah.
But it's just they can't get it. They live in
Are
like
there
a shoe.
protests at
Yeah.
Hogwarts? Is that a thing?
I think maybe at one point it is it is kind of like it's like Harvard, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
Like if you go to Harvard, you might as well like think you're at Hogwarts.
Yeah.
They even sound the same.
Yeah. Is
It
Yale the
looks
one where
like
they jerk
Hogwarts.
off on the
Yeah.
casket? Which one's that one?
Jerked off.
That's
on the
Yale.
casket.
That's Yale. Okay.
That's
Skull
Harry
and
Potter
Bones. Skull and
Chamber
Bones
Secrets.
Society.
yeah. Shh, don't tell anybody about this.
Ron, you have to use your magic goo.
Dude, Harry Potter
yeah.
fan fiction is one of the funniest things, dude.
Yeah.
People just beating the fuck out of their dicks to like Dumbledore ass fucking Harry, and they're just like, "Oof, what a good session."
She
today.
did what's her name? JK Rowling. Just kidding, Rowling. She did reveal a lot of things about the book, like after, like years after, where she was like, "Yeah, Dumbledore was gay."
Yeah. That was
Like
just
years
trying to take
after.
credit. She's like, he was also Chinese. You're like, I never described his eyes inside the book.
Dude, there's also in this game, one of the teachers is like the most Chinese looking guy ever. And he's like, hello. Like the voice and his face do not line up at all. Yeah, but I guess like
What does
Dumbledore.
he teach?
He teaches.
Probably math.
His goal is to get me to collect these things in the middle
Are
of
they
the
cans? Is it two big bags of cans?
He's like, I used to be a mischievous boy myself. I'm like, okay. But no, Dumbledore was supposed to have sex with Harry Potter, I think.
According to JK Rowling.
According to the prophecy.
Dude, that'd be so fun to write like a successful thing like Star Wars and then just start going way all over the place.
That's what George Lucas did. He made
Start thinking about other stuff.
Well, he made the 3 Star Wars movies, and then he made the prequels, which he said explained to the other ones, and everyone hates them because they're like full of nonsense.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying the other way around. He's like, no, this is actually this is a Nazi
like explaining it
positive
after
book.
the fact.
And you have like, dude, if J.K. Rowling came out, she's like, no, it's just if you like Harry Potter, you are a Nazi. I'm a Nazi. Like everybody would just lose their minds because they'd be like, just tearing down everything.
It's so funny for people to be like, let's boycott like J.K. Rowling and Harry
You know,
Potter.
my favorite is though the losers that can't they can't get over it. Like they're like, okay, well, I'll still play the video game, but I don't like her. And I'm like, you're so obsessed with this thing that like,
Well, that's the thing is she's got so much money now. It's like, okay, sure, stop. Like, if anything, she's like, she gets to retire. you know?
yeah. But still, she's paying to people get untransed. That's what she's like. That's her big thing.
She's paying for people to get untrans.
yeah. She has this
Good
thing where
for
she
her.
like she deflates.
News from bed stands with J.K. Rowling.
Morning Good does not. Yeah, she like pays like it's like a big thing that they pay to like detransition
capture
people.
people.
No, I'm making that up completely, but yeah.
Yeah, she did invent trans though, with transfiguration,
What does transfiguration mean?
where they would turn like a chalice into a rat, which is essentially what you're doing to your body that God gave you. God gave you a beautiful golden chalice, and you're gonna turn it into a rat.
It is a funny thing. The whole
Jesus Christ.
the whole argument of like people doing that thing where they're like, I feel like people get mad about trans because like you're destroying your bodies, but then like implants, nobody has any like if you nobody cares if.
Yeah,
But I have heard this argument. So the government will pay. There's some sort of governments in some states, maybe. I mean, I don't know anything about politics, but they'll pay if you're trans to get tits. But if you just like a female who's not trans, they won't pay for your tits.
Did they just give you like stock tits?
Yeah, I don't
Like
know if you want
Mr.
government tits.
Yeah, Mr. Garrison.
They
fill
mail
it.
them to you. It's like with a check. It's like it just comes in like styrofoam, like whatever was in that box over there. Like I have my government tits.
Yeah, it's on whatever that dry ice. Just 2 tits on dry ice. Yeah. Yeah, because there's probably like a standard size that they give you, right? They don't let you go in and just give you some gagungas.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah. I don't know. Well, it's like, I think there's like some sort of. First off, I this is also morning good, so I got to sit up. My issue, I always say with news from bed is I start to fall asleep, but now that it's morning good, I got to get up. All right. Now I'm active. Now I'm alert. Now we're thinking. Yeah, I don't know how that all works. I don't know. It's probably like not every state does. There's no way in Florida you're getting your.
Well, that's what he said. It's not every state.
That's what he said?
That's what he just said.
Did I?
No, that's what I said.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Right, that's what he said. I was like, I'm just saying something I
smart.
heard at a bar like last night.
Michael talks. I just go like this,
Yeah. Just bad about it.
so everyone thinks it's me.
I did hear the craziest story I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, yeah?
Like literally the craziest story I've ever heard in my life. So this guy, I met him for the first time, so I have no idea if he's completely made of nonsense or not. But he said he was a military doctor. And what he saw is he saw a guy come in. Jake's going to hate this. You're going to fucking not like this story at all.
Saw a guy come in burning the American flag.
What the hell is that about? It's not fucking like that at all.
Jake's kind of one of the most patriotic guys, but it's such like a classic sense. Like you're not
Just I like America. I don't care about the
I think out of everyone in this apartment, you would look the best in that like old George Washington looking outfit.
Oh,
with,
yeah.
like the high bloomers and like boots.
Yeah, I could see that.
I think
for
you
sure.
could pull that off.
I mean, on like July 4th.
Yeah.
Nah,
You can't
just
just walk.
every day.
There's a guy.
Or like the fall.
Neighborhood I used to work in, there was a guy who would walk around dressed like Ulysses S. Grant all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So he'd wear like a Union soldier uniform every day, and he was like really old. But it was like you're not like pulling it off. You look ridiculous.
You know what's so funny? It's like there's a big thing with like most historical people are conservative. Like there's very few history buffs that are liberal. It's like not often that you see a guy who's like, oh, I'm going to go see a war, like a Civil War demonstration. But it's interesting that conservatives in the South are always pro Confederacy, and the ones in the North are all Union. But they're all politically the same. But like they're still like, no, but the Civil War. They're not.
I mean, there's a shitload of Confederate. Like, if you drive around in upstate New York, you'll see more Confederate flags than I saw in, like, Florida.
yeah.
It's pretty nuts up there.
Yeah.
But they're flying those flags because of the taxes.
Yeah. They don't even know why they're flying it. They're just like, I'm mad at something. We got to go back to something.
We should maybe switch back to that flag. That's a sick
it's
looking
the coolest flag.
It's also like a big X, so it's like, stay out of here.
Yeah, get out of here. You know who you are. We're not going to say anybody's name.
Because ours looks way too welcoming.
That is so true.
You know, like, we need one that's like a fucking...
That's the point, is to be like, come, immigrate here.
Yeah, but in, the year 2024 of our Lord Jesus H. Christ, we got to close these borders down.
All right. It's upstate Patty on the pod today.
Well, I think it's so
in
funny.
the boonies, Patty.
I guess nobody is for the Confederacy, but like in the South, there's always like a little. It's very funny, like the way they're like. Everybody's just like, "Hey, eat. Let's not talk too much." Like it's never there. There's obviously like people that are like in the Klan, and they're like, "No, we need to bring back."
Well, I think that's compromise. Because it's now people say, like, this is heritage. Like, we're not talking about hatred or anything. We're just remembering our heritage. But not that long ago, people were like, no, this is like, we're rebels. And they're, like, genuinely angry at the North still.
Yeah.
And not all of it was about slavery, I don't think.
That's what I was taught. I was taught,
The Civil War was about slavery. Yo, come on.
No, I think it was about slavery.
But imagine, like, it's hard for us to contextualize that now because we don't have slaves. But imagine if, like, the South was like, you got to get rid of your dishwasher, you got to get rid of your washing machine, you got to get rid of your microwave. We'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, people would be pissed. Well, that is always the thing, too, where everybody loves to just be like, the North was so... It's like, no, they just didn't have a need for slavery because of the Industrial Revolution. So it's like they weren't all like... There were like abolitionists that were like good people.
Yeah.
But it's like it wasn't like across the board. I think, didn't Lincoln say I would...
There were abolitionists that were good people.
Yeah.
Yeah, people that were against slavery.
Yeah. I said the abolitionists were good people.
Oh, I thought you said there were a couple good eggs in
I probably look, out of all the bad guys that want to get rid of slavery, some of them had some good ideas. But I think it's like, didn't Abraham Lincoln literally said like, if I could preserve the Union without freeing a single slave, or did he say something like that?
He said that when he got into office because he was like trying to be a president for the whole country because he knew the country was about to split, and he was like, let's trying to avoid that.
Right. Yeah. It's really fascinating to me just what I was taught about the Civil War, and I was completely taught like was not about slavery. The Confederate flag is about heritage.
That is insane.
Yeah,
completely. That is insane. There's a kid who brought a Confederate flag into like our high school to do like a presentation about his family history, and he got like in trouble.
Oh, really?
Because there was like black kids in the class, and he's talking about, he's like, this flag does not represent what you think it does, and people are like, Jesus Christ.
Well,
man,
you could do like at our school, we had no problem. Like you could walk into school with a Confederate flag shirt, and you would not get written up for it. But if you're a woman and you're fucking like your shorts were too short, that'd be like, you have to go home. You could just have,
ma'am, I'm gonna have to abolish those titties.
Yeah.
You could probably wear like Confederate flag clothes if you wanted.
Yeah.
But this guy was like making a big statement, like, you're all wrong about this flag.
I always thought it'd be really funny. We talked about this before about a guy who has like a T-shirt and then under it is a Confederate flag, but you could see it like it's like a white T-shirt. He's like, no, I'm not. Fine, I'm not wearing my Confederate.
I'm just wearing my white T-shirt.
Yeah, and under it's nothing. But I also think the flag thing's really complicated because everything means something different to somebody else. Like to most people, that means like something really bad. So it's like you're a dick if you're like flying that. But it is a difficult discussion with like if you were told this doesn't mean racism, this doesn't mean racism, and then you're like people are out, oh, this means racism. It's like everything means something different to different people.
Yeah.
So it's like a tricky thing because I'm not going to argue like symbols are different for every single person. So it's kind of like hard to like be like it's a it's not as cut and dry as a discussion.
Yeah, like when I saw the Blue Lives Matter flag for the first time, I thought that was like a domestic violence flag. It's like black and blue. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's not far
like,
off.
yeah,
You get a
that's
lot of
pretty
cops hitting their wives.
It's kind of funny. I went to France once, and all the teenagers there were wearing like Confederate flag clothes because they thought it was just like a cool American thing.
You know what?
They
So
didn't know
Kanye
what it
did a
was.
show in Paris, and he wore a Confederate flag. So they're probably like,
That is
oh,
different.
No, I know, but I'm saying they're probably like, oh, like this is like what's
Oh
sick.
yeah, but, I mean, this was in like probably probably like 2006 or
As the
something.
look on your western is the black body. A gold digger.
Yeah, it's a weird like I don't know. Yeah, it looks sick.
What were
but-
you gonna say? You had a story.
Yeah,
Oh, dude, this is insane. Jake is gonna see. I feel like Jake has this thing where I tell him
You
something.
keep about to tell the story, and then you say how Jake is gonna hate it.
You're gonna hate this
And then
story
we get
so
sidetracked.
much because I always tell Jake something really
Yeah.
fucked up, and he goes, "That's really upsetting to hear." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not doing these crimes. I just like I'm very good at separating myself. I don't know from. I'm not a sociopath.
from the art and the art.
Yeah. It's like if I hear a story about a guy who like I don't know cut his penis off and like murdered 10 people with it, I'm not like I feel like Jake will hear that story and he's like, man, the world's not a good place. And I hear that story and I'm like, it's cartoonish
Must
because
be
I'm
a
like,
big penis.
yeah. No, it's very sharp. But this guy was a medical doctor, and the thing is, Jake is not going to like this story. That's what I tell you. I tell you, he's not going to like this story.
Medical doctor as opposed to like a witch doctor.
Yeah. But did you spill water all over the place?
No, I just broke my favorite cup.
He drinks.
I hate
water
this
out of a
fucking
soup
story
cup.
already. Finish this fucking story.
All right, so he's a medical doctor, and by the way, before I finish it, I just don't want you to think that like no, I'm just kidding. Okay, so anyways, medical.
I couldn't possibly think less of you. Go ahead.
So medical doctor and
Medical doctor.
It sounds like something that you'd hear in the South. Like people say
he's a
shit like
medical
that.
doctor.
He's one of them medical doctors.
Get him.
What would,
Not a shoe doctor.
what would you call a professor?
A professor.
Okay, what would you call like a psychol?
Is that one of the
Psychologist? You're just
teaching
saying-
professors?
Like I'm saying, there's a medical doctor that is a kind of doctor.
And what? There's a mental doctor.
If
No,
you
but-
say I went to the doctor, I think I know you're talking about medical doctor.
Right. But like, okay, there's a difference. The thing is, I say retarded stuff, and then I try to prove my point, and I realize there's no point trying to prove because I'm wrong. But anyways, this guy is a medical doctor. He's a military doctor and
MD.
an MD in the military, and this guy comes in apparently with a shoebox, and he like won't move the shoebox. Apparently, this guy banged a Pomeranian. It died and seized on his penis. And this guy, like, I was like, this is a fake story. The guy's like, I swear on my life, this happened to this guy.
Was this a soldier or was this a?
It was just troops, respected troops.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
What if he was like the guy who killed Bin Laden or something like that?
Pomeranian is the small dog.
Yeah. But I'm like, at what point do you fuck a dog? Like, that is, at what point do you go, I have to go to the doctor for this dead dog on my penis? Because I'm like, that is maybe the worst crime.
Oh, the dog was still attached.
Yeah, he wasn't. You think he showed up with his Pomeranian? He's like, yeah, so I fucked this thing to death. Can you bring it back to life? I know you're just a medical doctor, not a witch doctor. But is there any chance you can bring this thing back to life?
Well, that's what I thought. Oh,
That's so funny. Going to a veterinarian with like a dead cat, and you're like, yeah, I fucked this thing to death. Is there anything you guys can do so I could fuck it again?
oh my god! So what did they have to do? Like saw it off?
Yeah, he said they had to like I forgot what he said, but they had to like loosen it up in a way that like. But I'm like, this is so crazy because I'm like, first off, I know there's like medical amnesty, but at what point when there's a dead, like you've committed every sex crime because the dog's underage, it's dead, and it's an animal. I'm like, this is like. How many times did you try to get the dead dog off your penis before you like went and were like?
I'd imagine a lot.
Yeah.
I would try to get it off several times before I showed it to someone.
Dude, I'm embarrassed. Like, I
The
got,
second it dies, you're like, well, off to the medical doctor.
close the shoebox around it.
That's a funny moment where he had to like cut a hole.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
dude, just walking around town.
Yeah, just he had to like walk around his hut or whatever he's in, just with the dog hanging off his dick. Like, I had an old pair of Adidas.
Yeah, I gotta return these somewhere. Oh, can I see them? No. No. Yeah, it's such a crazy thing because it's like I don't like
There, because he did see the shoebox at some, and he was like, "That's perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's the perfect
He had to
size."
hold it up next to
Like,
it and be
should
like,
have just fucked the shoebox.
yeah, he should've. Wow, that's
I was like,
remarkable.
that is literally the craziest story I've heard in my whole entire
How do you
life.
even get a Pomeranian? Because I'm assuming he was in this. This wasn't like a war related thing.
Maybe
right?
it was this. Maybe they were in like Vietnam and they're about to eat the Pomeranian. He's like, no. Let me save this thing.
Let's fuck it first.
Yeah.
Nothing but I guarantee it'll still be just as tasty.
By the way, I just had a family
It'll be
friend.
like a turducken.
I had a family friend
Turkey.
recently tell my
Turkey.
family that this podcast is completely disgusting and I should be ashamed of myself. And after the last 3 minutes, I'm like, maybe she's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's it's not like a lovely story. It's
No, but
not-
I'm like, I'll tell you what, that is the most interesting story I have heard.
it's pretty interesting. It shows how far humans will go. To get their rocks off.
Yeah, well, it's so crazy too because I love the argument. People will go, nobody does it. Like I was talking to a friend recently, and she was telling me, she's like, no women like purposely get pregnant from guys. And I'm like, what do you? I was like, people fuck dogs, and then she's like, yeah, but it's like 2 people. I'm like, no. Thousands of people fuck dogs.
Yeah.
Thousands. That means thousands of people at least try to get pregnant. There's no
I
way.
think a lot of people are trying to get pregnant.
And some people try to get pregnant by dogs for science.
I don't know. I don't know if it's possible.
Yeah. I've always said this. Look, don't have sex with animals, but I don't know if we've tried enough hybrids. What about animals having sex with each other? What if you take 2 animals? Have we tried to breed everything together?
We've tried to breed a lot of things.
Really?
A lot. Yeah. I
Like,
think,
can a monkey fuck a dog? Is that a problem?
dude, I was actually at this wedding this weekend, and this girl was telling this story that was like, it was the saddest fucking story I ever heard.
She's like, I lost my Pomeranian.
She
and
was
then
like, my
turns out-
dad's dog was like really small. I got raped by this big dog, and it got pregnant, but the puppies were like too big for it to deliver. So they had to like remove the puppies, and then the dog was like smelling them, like looking for its puppies, but they were dead.
Oh, that is sad.
That was one of those conversations I heard and just turned around and walked away. I was like,
I would too. I'd be like, I got it. I was sitting outside.
like
or
at a
something.
wedding.
Jesus Christ.
Which, by the way, I told you the story about this wedding, right?
No.
I was heading upstate because I had a wedding this past weekend. I got my suit dry cleaned. It's like hanging in my buddy's car. He picked me up from the train station. We got dinner. We're heading into town. I'm all excited for the weekend. I get a call from the groom, and he's like, "Hey, I just want to let you know that some people dropped out. If you want to come to the wedding."
Oh, yeah.
It's like, yeah.
yeah. Well, you're already on the way over there.
I'm already there. I talked to his dad after it. He's like, yeah, if you showed up, like nothing would have happened. Like it would have been total. Like even if I wasn't invited, if I had showed up, nobody would have even probably realized it.
Did you
know?
eventually tell the guy? You're like, I thought I was invited.
I didn't tell him because I was like too scared to tell him because I didn't want to be like, yeah, dude, I assumed I was coming to your wedding. Because then, like
Yeah.
when I get married, I have to invite him. You know,
Yeah, it's almost like spot trading with shows. Like somebody gives you a spot, you got to give them one.
it is.
Yeah.
And I was almost going to the bachelor party, so I was like, oh, I'm locked into this wedding. But
Yeah.
you know,
Well, bachelor parties are so different because everybody's pitching in. So
Yeah.
you're like, oh, okay, I guess this, boat ride's going to be less expensive. So like everybody's like invites giant ass. Like there's people at my brother's bachelor party that weren't at his wedding.
yeah.
So like it kind of
I feel like I fall into that thing because I think people do get a little nervous that I'll just grab a microphone and start.
Really?
Yeah, people have said at multiple weddings I've gone to. They're like people have been like, "Are you gonna grab the mic and go up there?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"No, I'm not like a psychopath."
that'd be so crazy. Hey, one more thing, huh?
One more thing, I'm like falling over.
You ever get a finger in your butthole? What about you guys, huh? Just destroy a wedding.
I remember when the groom was just cheating on this broad over and over. Yeah, there is like that feel like, dude, the people think that you can like completely like destroy events just with your words.
I mean,
Reminds
you
me a lot of
can.
Harry Potter Legacy.
You really can't. It is. You know what? I will say this. Like,
Did you ever try to hold a wand while you told a joke about trans people.
That would be really fun.
That's
Just dress up
dark
as a wizard
magic.
and be like, just going to rant about how trans people aren't real women. Dressed up like a wizard. It's like, because most Harry Potter fans, I think, are pro-trans. So it's very funny that I think they're at a little bit of a quandrium.
Yeah.
So it's funny the idea of a Harry Potter fan who's anti-trans, just dressed up like a wizard, just being like, no, they're not real women.
Yeah. Words are powerful.
Yeah.
But
What? You can ruin an event though. Like it is very fascinating. Like the N-word is such a power. Like it's funny that you can end any fun situation with one word.
if you held a wand when you said the N-word, something would happen.
Yeah.
If you held a stick, there would be at least sparks that came out of the end of it.
It's interesting because that in some ways makes white people more powerful than black. Because like a black guy could say an N-word in any situation, and no situation is that going to be a problem. But it's like I could literally destroy. I am like a dark wizard of evil, or a pale wizard. Like I could any situation. If I just say it, it just ruins that day. Whatever event it is.
I did say the N-word many times at this wedding.
What was the context?
The context was they played the song "They Not Like Us."
Oh, okay. Well, that's
dude. I got like 3 different N-word passes just to get me through that song. My friend Elijah, who's a quarter black, kept coming around. He's like, "You're good. You're good."
You open up your wallet and it's like you have like all the like cards fall out. It's pass.
I feel like white people saying the N-word is like kids with alcohol. It's like people give you at certain occasions where it's like, give them a sip of the beer. You know, it's New Year's. It's New Year's.
It is the sip of the beer.
Yeah. Because it's like everybody is like agrees like, okay, white people shouldn't say the N-word. But not everybody agrees with that. But it's like one of those things where
Well, here was my thing. Because like the song comes on, we're all singing it, and it's just a bunch of white people.
Yeah.
And you just hear everyone stop singing at the N-word. And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, that's so disrespectful to this song.
But also Kendrick Lamar's the same guy who got really mad when somebody said the N-word at his concert who was black.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where it's like every black guy has a situation where they're like, okay, there's one occasion where a white person can say the N-word. You know what I mean? They'll be like, okay, well, Louis or Tarantino. They're like, there's certain like that, but that's their version of like, it's, it's Easter. Maybe it's Easter.
Yeah.
Give them a sip of a mimosa. Give them a little,
yeah. But I did feel a little like I realized like it's half of my like teachers and stuff that like used to teach me, and I'm just like on the dance floor saying the N-word sober.
Yeah.
That's like borderline a lot worse. You know?
Yeah. Well, I think it's also like, I think it's like anything else where like I said it as a teenager in like what I thought was a fun way. And now I'm like, I lost the ability to say like, it's not even, it's like trying to drop into a half pipe after you've been like not skateboarding for years. And you're like, oh, I know how to nail this trick. And you're like, that sounds awkward and makes everybody very uncomfortable.
You got pads on your elbows to say the N. Just wear this is my anti-N-word
Big
retaliation
pot on your head.
I love the idea of a white guy who
I look like I'm the catcher in Sandlot. Yeah. Sorry, guys, I'm just getting ready to say.
I do love the idea of a white guy going in knight armor just to say the N-word. He's like, I think I could get away with it now.
I think if I was a black guy,
The knights who say
and
knee.
I saw a white guy walk up in a knight's uniform, I'd be like, the guy's going to say the N-word. That guy's been waiting to say it for a long time.
Or like one of those like the British guards that just stand there all day.
Yeah.
Like people are like they just blast one. Oh,
That's the only word they could say.
Oh shit! Let me leave you alone.
I really want to try to get one of those guards to say something. Can you, like, what is it? They're not allowed to talk at all? Is that what it is?
Wait, what is this?
Those guards?
Yeah, they're supposed to. Although I did see a video of
They
someone.
can talk.
They can. Yeah.
Okay,
They're
just saw the Red
supposed to-
Robin video where they go Red Robin and he goes yum. You're like, that's you.
I saw one of this like guy that was like annoying one of them, and the guard just fucking knocked him out and went right back to standing there.
Dude,
And it
the
was
idea of
pretty
one of those guys
powerful.
fighting somebody is hilarious. With
Yeah.
that thing on his head, just
Those Red Robin commercials are fucking awesome. They're so genius. It's like genius market. They could just refill that forever.
yeah.
Every new one I see too, I'm like, it's fucking classic. It's
Yeah,
good.
they always
It's
put
really
like
good. how
every
they
one
do
of their
that.
burgers though has like scramble on it. You notice
I've
that?
never been to Red Robin.
Me neither.
I've never even seen one.
I've seen like the pictures. They're like, look at this fucking burger.
Yeah.
And there's like a pile of shit on top of it.
I like the idea of getting really fucked up at a Red Robin. I don't know. There's something about I like chainy places like that, like a Dave and Buster's or like a I never like a TGI Fridays. I think I've drank at all those places. But
Can you drink at a Red Robin?
You can bring liquor there.
yeah, you can
and
really
then
drink
just
anywhere.
Refuse to leave.
You
You can drive your car straight through the front of Red Robin and then
And
drink.
chug a
Yeah,
beer.
chug a fifth of the whiskey.
I love crimes like that, like just getting kicked out of like a Barnes and Noble for like being wasted. It's just so funny,
Just wasted in the children's book.
dude. The times
Hungry caterpillar in my fucking ass.
Reading Percy Jackson, Lightning Thief, and just weeping. Like,
Just throwing up in the book, closing it.
Yeah, I remember not knowing that book was written by it's written by a woman, right?
I don't know.
I remember there's just one part where like she clearly didn't.
Percy Jackson?
Yeah.
No, it was written by a guy.
Okay, it must be gay
His
then.
name was Rick.
Oh, okay, because I remember there's one part
Rick Jackson.
where he.
Rick Percy
it's
Jackson.
like the first book-
Zeus.
It's like the first book he's like looking up to, like whoever that guy is at the camp who he's like looking up to. I remember just reading this and be like, this is very homoerotic. He's like the older guy he has like a huge crush on. But
I
he
could
doesn't do
never
that.
get into those books.
Well, it's about like Greek mythology, and Greek mythology is all like
Pervy.
a little gay.
It's
Yeah,
a little gay, a little pervy.
yeah. But aren't Greeks now like very homophobic?
I think that's what happens when when the Greek god of like testicular cancer or whatever just fucks you in the ass. You're like,
Yeah, I'm
don't
not sure how I
know.
feel about those people.
That'd be fun to be like a modern day, like what is that? Was that paganism? What is that? Believing in the Greek gods.
Just some sort of not monotheism. What's it called?
paganism is like what's the guy's name?
Polytheism.
Polytheism.
Yeah.
that's it,
Polytheism. Yeah.
That'd be a fun one to do. Like you really believe in that and live your life by it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even think Indian people really believe in like all the gods they talk about. I think they're kind of like, yeah, it's kind of like a metaphor. I don't know.
Like not a single one of them do.
This is all generalizations. I know like one Indian guy. I never even talked to him about it, but I don't know. I just like I don't think that like most of them that are Hindu like actually believe in like Vishnu and like the guy with the 4 blue arms. I don't know.
Catholicism is a little bit like Greek gods because if like you lose something, you don't pray to God, you pray to Saint Anthony.
Yeah,
that's so
retarded.
retarded.
My
Like
mom would say
saints.
that all the time. She's
Or
like,
if you get
"Pray
like
to
a
Saint Anthony."
fish bone stuck in your neck, you pray to Saint Blaze.
Yeah,
It's a very specific thing. There's like patron saints for everything.
yeah, that's just it's so stupid. I don't know.
There's like patron saint for hanging wet laundry. Pray to them. Fucking idiot.
Yeah, I don't know. I never got into that. My mom would always say pray to Saint Anthony. I was like, how about I actually spend time looking for the thing instead of praying to a weird guy who I don't even know what he did. Did he just find all the things?
Yeah, maybe he put it back for you. Have you ever lost anything like super valuable and you just never found it?
Dude, I've lost my full wallet like in my house and it never is. And I move. I clean out the whole entire house.
Yeah.
There's like an inspector coming in because you know you get charged if you move out of apartments. Like you get charged if you leave trash in there. So
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
searching
yeah.
every corner. They're like, it's completely inspected. It's empty. I'm like, well, then where the fuck did my wallet?
They charge you for your wallet.
Yeah.
They're like you left $400 here. We're gonna need $400.
I've lost my wallet so many times. I've lost.
I had my wallet stolen by the assistant golf pro at a golf course. One time.
This story's really funny.
Yeah, I like left it on a cart, and like it was right after the round, and I got back to my car, and I was like looking in my bag for my wallet, and I saw the golf pro driving my cart, and I was like, "Hey, is there a wallet in there?" And he's like, no, I didn't see anything." And then like a day passed, we went to the golf course and like talked to the greenskeeper, and he was like, "I don't trust that guy. I think that guy's up to something bad." Talking about the golf pro.
Yeah.
And my dad called the golf pro because he knew him, and the guy just admitted everything over the phone. He's like, I stole it, I threw it out, and he's like, this is how much money I took. He was like addicted to gambling or something. Sure, he's fine now. And then he paid me everything back. And
why do you call him a golfing pro, not a pro golfer?
Because the golf pro is like the pro on the actual golf, like he stays with one golf course. But he's not like a professional golfer. He's not in the PGA.
So he only golfs that course?
He's like the if someone needs like a ruling on something, he's there. Or
what happens
lessons
if, like,
or whatever.
Tiger Woods like shows up? Does he kick the guy out? And he's like, "No, I'm the pro."
I'm the pro now.
Yeah. He's like,
It is like Pirates.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods is allowed to mutiny and take over that golf course, I guess.
They have to have very boring competitive game.
Yeah, I think no.
Is there trash talk in golf ever?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
dude,
fuck yeah.
Professional golfers are psychos. They're so cocky.
Well, it's also such a like it takes so much concentration that's like what kind of like sometimes like I don't know, like obviously football and like other sports are aggressive, but sometimes you get really like you get people that play football that are kind of just jacked retards, and they're kind of like, I'm, I like playing football, I like fucking chicks, and they're like, oh, this is just a regular guy. But then something that takes so much concentration, kind of, there's something psychotic about that.
It also takes confidence to get there. Like you have to believe in your shots and stuff like that. So you have to have, like, if you ever saw like a video of Phil Mickelson, like he is a fucking psycho. He thinks he's the best. He still thinks he's the best player ever. He thinks he's better than Tiger Woods. Like it's crazy, but it's just that like will, that confidence that just powers you through. You know?
Yeah.
If you have any doubt, you're probably not going to be that great.
That's probably why I'm not killing it at golf. I'm so bad at it, but it's so much fun. Like my parents live on a golf course, and it's like, God, we definitely, I think, broke my mom's window. We went out like. This is like probably like 6 months ago. We went out because we were out drinking and golfing all the time because you can just go at night. Mm-hmm. And my mom.
They have like the courses light up. They have lights.
No, but it's light enough with the stars that you could see. Like we've glow in the dark balls. Yeah.
Oh, glow in the. Okay, I was gonna say like how the fuck.
Yeah, they're glow in the dark balls. And I just remember like my mom's window just got completely the next morning, just completely shattered. And I'm like, we didn't hear anything. I was like, I don't think it was us. I'm like, maybe it was somebody at like 9 a.m. that was golfing. And I'm like, the more I've thought about it, I'm like, I feel like my friend for sure just
smashed one in
destroyed
there.
my mom's window.
That's dude, Florida. It's kind of cool because the courses like meander through these like communities.
Yeah, but it becomes a problem because like everybody's car gets fucked up by golf balls. Everybody's grandma gets hit and dies.
Hurricanes.
What? You're just saying other words.
There's other shit.
Yeah. I don't know. That is like
Gators.
What's up?
Gators.
Gators. Yeah.
Have you ever kissed a gator?
I would 100% do it. Yeah.
I'd love to see a video of like a gator going like this. You kiss it, and then it just runs back into the water. It's nervous. Oh no! I'm not ready for this.
My favorite thing is the country club my parents remember. They had to get like a gator out because he was like by like everybody.
Yeah.
And they just had to bring the gator guy to the country club, which is hilarious because it's just like all these like really like preppy white people, and the guy's like, with like no teeth. Like he's covered in gator teeth. Like he has like gator teeth wristbands, gator teeth.
The local gator pro.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, those guys are it's so funny to be like a gator guy.
Gator Woods.
Dude, I might start doing gator culture, dude. I kind of like gator culture.
You should,
it's
dude.
sick to get some gator boots.
Have you ever seen the Turtle Man? That guy was on
I love
TV.
that guy.
Yeah, he's a psycho also.
He got arrested.
Did he?
For like illegally selling some kind of like animal. He was in like the illegal animal trade.
I mean, that makes sense.
That's such a funny thing.
Dude, there'd be like a pond in Louisiana, and he would see like bubbles, and he would just dive in and just pull snapping turtles out by their tails.
That's awesome.
It was crazy.
I've seen people do that though.
I've seen one guy do it, and his name was Panda. And he had tattoos on his feet that he did himself and were not very good.
Yeah, those guys like don't normally live past 26. Like that kid who like does backflips and stuff like that. And he's like, dude, I can do all kinds of cool shit. Like I can do a handstand, a backflip. I can like grab turtles out of the water. I can like,
I feel like the big indicator is the kid who used to flip their eyelids.
Dude, yeah. You know what? One of my friends, I'll tell you what, he used to do that. My dad did tell me once. He's like, I don't know if that guy's gonna make it. The guy's still alive, but
that's just
he's doing
like
great. Actually,
it's just first grade fentanyl.
Yeah.
That's such an indicator of a terrible
That guy
future.
is doing well, but he went through a tough patch, dude. Dude, he went to boarding school. Like, that fucks you. Yeah, it's so funny.
Oh, dude, that was so disgusting when people would do that.
Yeah, if your name's like Robbie and you could do like a backflip, like you're probably dead now. Dude, I used to know this guy named, I'm going to say his name, Robbie Houlihan. He was a pro wakeboarder. Did I talk about this guy before? Oh, man, that guy was sick. He could do, like, it's so funny. That's like it's like a huge culture in Florida is being, like, sick as hell at wakeboarding. Because it does look cool.
Yeah.
But it is, like, I don't know. It's weird. Sometimes you, like, win a boat in a competition.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like a 16-year-old kid would, like, win a boat. Because he could do a backflip.
Finally, I don't have to wakeboard anymore.
What is so funny, too, because it's also one of those things, like, not that many people are doing it.
Yeah.
So, like, it is insanely impressive to see somebody do, like, a backflip on, like, a wakeboard. But you're also, like, your competition is, like, 9 other guys in Florida.
Yeah.
And then randomly, like New Zealand guy. Like, randomly, there's shit like that. I went to, like, wakeboarding camp as a kid, and they're like, oh, yeah, the New Zealanders are in town.
Oh, shit.
And they're like, how are we going to wakeboard? It's going to be pretty sick, bro.
I imagine there's a few people who think wakeboarding is going to a wake and then shutting the casket and jumping on top.
And flipping it.
Ollie. That was his name. Ollie.
R.I.P.
He's dead.
That was my Jamaican lawn guy's name, Ollie. I had a
Ollie?
dream one time. He was like a zombie, and he had a chainsaw. I was like dying. He goes, "Sorry, man, I got to do this," and then he just shoved a chainsaw. on
Name's
something.
Ollie. How you doing? Where's your yard?
Yeah.
Time for me to trim those hedges, somebody.
Dude, he had one of those giant, one of those like things with dreadlocks where you're like, there's no way you have that much hair.
Oh, yeah.
Just like a Marge Simpson giant.
He just looks like a house plant.
Yeah. But it's all in one like beanie. That's just like, it's like at that point, I don't know what's like.
Oh, yeah. What's under there? He looks like Alien Romulus.
It's like a Trojan. What do you call it?
Trojan stank.
No. What are like the giant the Magnum? It's like he has like a Magnum
Condom
on his hat. Yeah.
Yeah, those I don't know. That kind of hair should be illegal, I think.
Well, there's bars in the South that are really funny. They won't say like, "Oh, we don't let black people in," but they're like, "No dreadlocks, no saggy pants," and you're like,
Yeah.
"All right, you're
No cool demeanor.
nobody with a cool deep voice."
Dude, I have a theory that a lot of these bodegas are trying to keep black people out.
Wow, what makes you say that? But definitely.
A lot of them don't sell Arizona sweet tea
Oh, that's interesting.
because I love sweet tea.
Yeah.
And I notice like a lot of them have every Arizona can,
And they don't have.
but not the sweet tea.
Yeah.
And I think it's like a little not for you, sir.
Yeah, no, that is a thing.
Because black people love sweet tea.
Yeah.
Every one of them.
Every there's not a single one that doesn't.
Doesn't.
I think you can make that blanket statement.
I think I can. This is a blanket podcast.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm sorry. Actually, this is the morning good.
Yeah.
News from
No.
bed.
Now it's news from bed. I feel like I wasn't on it. So if I was on top of it, it's my podcast. I was like, this is sick. But because I'm kind of feeling kind of.
Who are you talking to, Jake? Ping pong?
No.
Do you have a lady? Oh, ooh.
No.
Is it
He's
Jake?
been happy recently. I think everybody
I
I've
am.
talked to has been happy now. Like the last 2 weeks, everybody's been happy.
I think the past 2 weeks I've been in the best mood since I was 7 years old.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened. Yeah.
Don't know what it is.
Wow.
Every single person I'm talking to is going through this.
Oh, I'm like very not happy.
Oh, okay, never
I'm
mind.
sorry, buddy.
No, I've been pretty, I think, depressed since this wedding because it's like you see like
'Cause they
love.
didn't even want you there.
What was that?
They didn't even want you there.
Yeah, because I wasn't even supposed to be there. And you see like all your friends like falling in love, getting married, like starting to buy houses, and I'm like, God, it's all I want.
See, because I just got out of a breakup, I'm like the divorced asshole that's like, that's
Yeah.
not fun at all. You gotta be.
You gotta be gay. You gotta be. You gotta fuck guys. You gotta fuck girls.
Yeah, I'm very much like, I'm that guy that's like, oh, you think that's fun, huh? Well, I fingered the girl a couple weeks ago. Give me a yeah. It's like, you ever talk to that guy who's been divorced too many times and he's just like, yeah, you don't want love. What you want is my life. And you're
Yeah.
like, I don't want your life.
My boss is like that.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
always just like, every time I go to a wedding, he's like, they'll get divorced in 5 years.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, not them.
They will. They will. It's so. It is so like I hate how much of like a cynic I am about. I think we talk about this a lot about marriage. I'm just like the biggest marriage cynic. I'm not like don't do it, but every time I go, I'm just like I don't know. I still cry at every wedding. Like almost every single wedding I cry because I think it's beautiful. But I don't think that like just because you get divorced means the wedding wasn't worth it. It's like you still got to like live a great life with that person for like 7 years or whatever.
Yeah.
Or
I
25.
think it's financially a good thing too.
No. Because when you get divorced, you lose half your money.
Yeah, but that's the divorce. The marriage part, you're combining two incomes.
Yeah,
Like
if you have a good marriage, it's good financially.
if you were to get a 1-bedroom in the city with 2 incomes, it's pretty good.
Yeah. No, I've finally gotten to the point with the breakup where like I feel good. Like it took fucking. I'm not. All the time. Like I cry. Blink-182 comes on, I'll cry a little bit, but that's everybody.
Yeah.
But it's like one of those things where I'm like, I feel good. I'm like, this is like I've accepted that I'm broken up.
Is the name Blink-182 because this is my theory.
Okay.
There's 365 days in a year. So 182 is about half of that.
Okay.
And you're asleep like half your life. So blink like half your life, your eyes are closed. 182 days a year, your eyes are closed.
I hate that I know the answer to why they're called Blink-182.
Why are they called Blink-182?
There was a band called Blink already. They wanted to be called Blink.
There's a band Blink-181.
Yeah. They're like, we got to go. Yeah. Oh, I'm wearing a Sum 41 shirt right now. Yeah.
Blinks 1 through 181 existed.
Yeah. Well, it's like there was they started making lies. They're like, oh, it's actually the amount of times they say fuck in the movie Scarface. Then they're like, it's actually the weight of this band member. But they were like, we literally just chose a random number to.
I think that means my theory stands.
Yeah, maybe that's how much you am.
Yeah, I think I was right.
Yeah, I love that Tom DeLonge just left to study aliens for like 5 years and then came back.
He's got a name that sounds like he's got a huge cock.
Tom DeLonge. Yeah.
DeLonge.
Yeah.
Dick Long.
I got DeLonge.
There's a picture at like some sports game of like a guy.
This lady's just so not into it anymore. You like that? I got DeLonge.
You'd be upset if my name was the Tiny.
The regular.
The regular.
Meet my brother, John the Regular. I know it's not how the name works.
John the Regular.
I got a new nickname because my dick was so big. The doctors thought it was appropriate that I changed my entire name.
So you're gonna have to change your dick is way too small to be Tom Jansen. You're gonna have to be Tom DeLonge.
I got DeLonge dick. You ever seen a
Andrew Dice
UFO?
Clay.
Yeah.
Having sex with Andrew Dice Clay has to be the most insane experience.
Do you think
There's no way he's a gen. There's no way that guy's like, oh, are you having a good time?
Maybe he is. Maybe he's one of those guys. Different guy.
That's possible.
Do you think he still has sex?
Yeah, dude.
You think so?
For sure, that guy gets pussy.
I don't know why people even want to have sex.
He seems like such a silly guy that I don't think he can like turn that off when he's having sex. I don't think he can just be in the moment and have sex. You know?
Yeah.
I think he's just still doing goofs.
Which is a bummer for me because when I have sex, I like to be very serious. So I guess I'm never gonna fuck it.
He's just like, hey, how about you fucking flip over?
It's a bummer for me because
Hey, how about you leave those stockings on, baby? I'm like, stop.
Yeah, there's
I'm
no way he's not
self-conscious.
disgusting, dude. Him just
I'm gonna put a president in that stocking. Oh, that wasn't even a good impression.
I feel like you come in his mouth and then he spits in his hands and just wipes his hair back, just gels his hair
Wait,
back.
you come in his mouth?
Yeah, you think
Or he
I think
sucks
he's
your dick
coming in
like
my
this.
mouth.
Yeah. He's got those special gloves on for you. Don't think he has like a
Oh, that's true.
yeah.
Do you think he's only allowed to finger that far? Legally. He has to
that's
wear
how
the
it works.
gloves because they're like, you'd be too powerful.
It is. I will say this, not to just jump back to the Tom DeLonge thing. That is my favorite alien thing is that they came to the lead singer of Blink-182, and he's just like he's on Joe Rogan. He's like, yeah, no, they just like want me to release this information. It's like, why would they come to you?
Yeah.
He's like, they wanted somebody important, powerful. It's like I don't think you realize that like people like Blink-182, but you're not like Paul McCartney. Like, it's just insane. They're like, yeah, no, we're gonna have Ashton Kutcher release the Alien Files. It's like, why the fuck would you choose that?
Ashton Kutcher really fell off, I feel like.
Dude, he just did that one thing where like he like was apologetic, or the Danny Masterson thing just kind of got him in trouble.
Oh yeah, didn't he stood with Danny Masterson, right?
Not with him, but he was like he wrote a character witness, which is like I've done that. not for Danny Masterson, but it's like you basically just say I know this person and I've had good experiences with this person. You're not saying this person's like innocent.
Like he doesn't have anything to hide. Everyone's like, yeah, he was in the show.
Yeah. I wonder. It's annoying too because I really like his brother, and I guess his brother's still cool, right?
Who's
He's
his
the older
brother?
brother from Malcolm Middle.
Oh, that's Danny Masterson's brother?
Yeah.
Oh, he rules.
Right, dude, both of them. You want to hang out?
But he probably rapes.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, that seems to happen with people who are sick as hell consistently. If you think somebody's cool, they're probably raping. It's very unfortunate.
It is.
Yeah, there's the occasional one that you're like, oh, yeah, that's expected, obviously. But
Yeah. I'm like out of energy here. I'm so tired.
where are we at with time?
I think we're like close. We got like 10 more minutes.
No, we're gonna go 10 more minutes.
We're going to do it.
Yeah, the guy also told me this story. The same guy. Actually, no, a different guy told me this story. This is another fun story. I heard this story about this guy who is cheating on his girlfriend. And so she made a Kik account. Like, you know, that like...
Like I'm a fake person.
Yeah, and sexted with him and got him to shove a finger in his ass and send her a picture as another girl. And then she sent him that picture.
Oh, wow.
And I realized I'm like, nothing looks dumber than fingering your own. There's no human thing that makes you look like more than an idiot.
I don't even know how I would photograph that.
It's insane. Yeah. I don't know.
I'd need like a series of trapeze.
Exhibit you fingering your ass. You're just in a Circus Soleil style thing. Just
you guys would be on different sides of my room pulling levers that are just slowly raising my legs. All right, now the photograph.
It's so funny to me because like Alan was doing something where he was like farting or getting his ass eaten last episode with his legs up, and it got the least amount of views. So I feel like the foot guys were like, Alan's not hot, so I'm not listening to this podcast.
Yeah. His feet look weird.
Yeah, they just saw
and
it.
sturdy.
They saw it just like a video on like Pornhub, but they're like, no, thank you. Go ahead and move past this one, not for me.
Yeah, they're fickle.
Yeah, well, the crazy thing is, dude, you know Stephen Bowles, the comic?
No.
He made $1,300 on OnlyFans.
Like total?
No, like a month.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's rent. Right
What does he
there.
do?
Takes videos of him just jerking off.
Oh.
I don't know if I do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dude, I am like seconds away. By the way, this isn't just because I know my dad listens to my podcast. This isn't me asking for money, but that would also be a very funny plan. If every week on the podcast, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm going to start posting pictures of my butthole on the internet for money. My dad's like, take all the money. You can borrow money from me. It's not a big deal.
I'm going to start exploring my urethra on camera.
Yeah, okay. You want a car? Wait, what can I do to elevate your career? I will call every comedy club in America and get you booked for the next 3 years. I'll do work for you. My son's asshole is not going on the internet.
Does he have a nice big cock?
My dad? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. I thought all dads have nice big cocks.
Yeah, he does.
No, I mean Bowles.
Maybe. He's like a tall guy who looks like Jesus. He probably has a big cock. But yeah, I don't know. Now that I got fired, by the way.
So who's like paying to see someone whack off?
Homosexual men.
I don't understand that. There's so much like free stuff.
I get it. I paid for OnlyFans because what happens is here. I'm gonna get that. You see a.
Just come back.
We're almost there, Jake. I'm like sweat.
I am falling asleep over here, dude.
I think the thing with OnlyFans is like you see a hot girl and there's something about you knowing that person, seeing more of them, that it's like such a tease. It's like if you saw an actress in a movie and then she's like, for $2 you could see my tits, you'd be like, okay, now I want to see them because I haven't seen them.
Yeah.
Well, isn't also
It's a real person.
Aren't there guys that just like giving money away?
Yeah, there's like that findom stuff, but I think a lot of that's fake. Every girl that's like, I have a pay pig, Or I have a sugar daddy, and all that happens is he like takes me out to nice restaurants. I'm like, you're sucking that guy's dick.
Also,
Just be honest.
that's just what a boyfriend does.
Yeah.
What a boyfriend does.
Well, I mean, there's so many guys who like. I was talking to a stripper one time, and I was like, "Do guys ever come into the strip club to just give you money and like not engage with you in any way?" And she was like, "Oh yeah, that happens all the time." Like there are guys that are like, they don't know how to like be around women or like express their sexuality, and so they think like, I just have to make a bunch of money. And then they make a bunch of money, and they're like, I still don't know how to do it, so I only have money.
Right, but I think their end game is still pussy.
Yeah, but some guys are just like, I haven't even been out with a lady, so just to have a hot girl talking to me in public, I'll give her $500.
Yeah, that makes
You know?
sense.
People have all sorts of weird things going
Right,
on.
but I just
you know?
think the amount of girls I've heard this from, I just there's so many girls that are for sure banging their sugar daddies, and they're like, oh no, they're like, I don't fuck this guy. I'm like, I bet you do.
Yeah.
I bet you do, you stinky whore.
Once I heard that there were guys out there who wanted to fuck other guys, I realized there's a lot of weird.
There's a lot of money to
You
be
found that out
made.
last week. You're like, what? Dudes fuck dudes in the butt. But yeah, I got to get a new thing. Well, I'm working a new job right now. I was hilarious getting fired on Adderall because I took Adderall because I was slacking in my sales job, and then they like hop on and they're like, hey, we're gonna have to let you go. I'm like, huge mistake for you. I'm so confident. That
Is this the first job you got fired from that was unrelated to your podcast?
I think so. No. It's happened multiple times. I get fired all the fucking time. But it was just very funny getting fired on Adderall, and I'm just like, no, I don't think you understand. Like, I can save this company. Like, my confidence is. I'm like, you guys haven't even seen my full potential.
It would have been funny if they're like, Michael, we listened to your podcast, and you're like, oh god, and they're like, that was the last real hope we had attached to you. You're such a bad employee. We have to let you go.
Look, unless you could do some sort of crossover episode, we're not going to keep you.
And prove the dominance in the Morning Good Nudes from Bed multiverse.
Nudes from bed. Did you just start a? Is there going to be fan fiction?
Nudes from Bed.
Yeah.
God.
Oh wait, somebody keeps asking this question. Have either of you guys given a wedgie? They keep. Well, why don't you want to participate in the comments? You have fans. This is a woman who asked, "Have you guys ever gotten a wedgie?" And I
This is the.
This is where it's gotten to.
well,
I've kind of been like, haha, yeah, like whatever, yeah, maybe someday, but it's like, what is this? I don't believe that anyone asks.
love there's like a kind-hearted person behind that comment who listens to the podcast where all that's talked about is pedophiles, aliens, feet, diarrhea, all the gross sex, and she's like, I know what'll get these guys' engines running. Have any of you guys given a wedgie?
I just can't. I'm like instinctively trained to know that any requests coming in are just for sexual gratification.
it's so funny because I just see I saw it so like fan mail. I'm like, thanks for asking, Jessica from North Dakota. I've in fact gotten and given a wedgie.
Yeah. No, there's a girl who really wants someone to get a wedgie live on the show.
Oh, I mean, I'll do it. I'll be the pig
You'll get a wedgie?
if it helps you guys. Yeah.
I'll give you a wedgie.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah, let's do this.
We have to stand up. I don't want to be on my knees getting. a
Yeah,
wedgie.
in a bed. What point are we just making gay porn at this point? What are we
Yes,
doing?
We are.
Yeah, okay, why don't you guys come up here? Let me adjust the camera.
That I don't want to do it anymore. No, it's not happening. That you're like doctor like
Suddenly, Michael's aware that people are jerking off to this podcast.
You know what?
That's what they've been doing the whole time.
Zach Russell looked into my numbers. Half of them are coming from the feed. Half of them are coming from other stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
How does he know that?
You can see what playlists brought people because people are putting our podcasts on playlists and some people are putting on feet ones, and some people are putting on comedy ones. So there's like other ways that people are getting. So 50% are feet people, 50% are people that are fans.
That's great.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But we got to wrap up.
I think there are any comedy people that click on it and they're like, I can also masturbate to this. This
The
is
Venn
wonderful.
diagram.
Yeah. This is like a twofer.
Oh God, I like when you're like, all right, time to wrap up the podcast in this bed. It's pretty fun.
Yeah. Well, the great part about this is like I don't have to you did all the setup.
Yeah, you don't have to clean shit up.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're watching Morning Good podcast, check out News from Bed. This is what News from Bed looks like usually. And And if you're here for News from Bed, check out the Morning Good podcast.
Yeah, and if you didn't like this, just know that that's because it was News from Bed, not because it was Morning Good.
Or the other way around. Whatever you decide.
Yeah.
You,
the listener.
Jacob. You think their name is Jake?
Thomas.
Your name's Jacob.
I do got to get going. You want to promote anything?
No.
All right. All right, bye.
Bye.